Okay, rear wheel. So tools for success already. I already got it. So it's a 19 millimeter and a 17 millimeter. Probably can't see what I'm doing back here, but I'll just do it. Alright, that came out easy enough. There's a nut and a washer here, and then the axle. So it's just going to come right out. Hopefully the bike doesn't flop forward when I take it off. If it does, that'll suck. So it looks like the adjusters are coming out. So I got to remember the thicker part of the adjuster, the one that kind of the L-shaped part, goes towards the adjusting bolts. So I'll just pull this sucker out. Boy, this one is not as clean as the other one. We're definitely going to have to clean that and re-grease it. Alright, so we're going to go take the chain off. The wheel is free, but the chain is holding it on. Should have worn some gloves. Okay. Freedom! As I can see, we're going to have some trouble putting that wheel on because this wheel just barely fits in there. Okay, so another thing I was told was you want the KLX140L. If you have a KLX, the regular KLX with the small wheels, it has a shorter swing arm. So this Supermoto dealie won't work on it. You would have to get a swing arm from L, or just get an L, you know. So you want this on an L, or probably the G. You can probably do this on the G also. All right. So let's go put this aside. We'll go weigh them real quick. We'll compare and weigh them. Okay, so before we weigh them, let's go check the difference in height between these. So this is a 120/70/17 versus a 90/100/16. 100. Wow, tall as hell, dude. Yeah. Oh no, it's just a little bit taller, not that much taller. All right, so that's for them side by side, and I'll line them up. Sort of, not really line them up, but let's do it the other way. So it looks like I lose. It's about where the knob is. So it's really not. In fact, it's going to be bigger. That's what it looks like. Yeah, it is bigger. It's actually, the bike is going to get taller in the rear. So it's going to kind of have this. It's going to have this raked thing going on, because it's going to be taller in the rear, but it's okay because the front is actually lower. Yeah, the front is taller, so raising the rear would be actually beneficial to make it better balanced, because this bike has always been like this because the front is so tall on it with this KX forks. Anyway, yeah, so it's about the same height. It's probably just a little bit taller than the knobs on this. If you were to shave off the knobs, this is actually a little bit shorter than this. It comes up to about here. It doesn't even come close to the top. So the rear wheel is actually taller than the front. So the front is definitely smaller, and the front is definitely where the biggest difference is. These are roughly the same. This is what, a 16? Not much of a difference. Okay, yeah, 16 and one is a 17. All right, so let's go weigh these puppies. All right, just a quick reference here. Here is, I kind of liked it with the sprocket side up. So another thing I noticed is that there's no push drive hub on this. Most street bikes or dual sports will have a push drive hub. It's like a little rubber that gives you a little bit of play. This is a solid hub, but it doesn't have a whole lot of power and torque. You don't really need it. Okay, so let's go put this on there. So I'm going to flip them around so I can grab them better. Make sure you don't lose the spacers. And I probably want to clean these spacers up. This one is really dirty. The front came off really clean. It was nice. See, look at it. The rear is not. I think it's because there's a lot of grease in it. I think the tire is newer on this one, so I probably fiddle around with it more. So here we go. So the rear, KLX140L rear wheel, the stock one, the dirt wheel, is 18 pounds, 9.6 ounces. 18 pounds, 9.6 ounces. So, I mean, this is good to know because your bike is going to be slower if it's heavier. Maybe you want to gear it differently. Okay. And so this is 22 pounds and like 3 ounces. 2.8 ounces to be exact. So 22, 3, and 18, 9. So let's say that one is almost 19. 19 and 22, 3 pounds. 3 pounds, so you're gaining a little bit of weight from these wheels. It's about roughly 5 pounds heavier. Does it make a difference? Yeah, I think it would make a difference on this bike. Bike is not a whole lot of power. So alright, there it is. Those are the weight comparisons. Here's me up. Oh, okay. So I got the right sprockets. This is a 51, and this is a 51. So we're both running the same sprockets. They're both 51s. So this is a stock. This is a stock toothed sun sprocket, and this is a stock tooth rear sprocket. So we'll check it out. I believe that's a 13. Yeah, that's a 13 tooth sprocket. The reason being that okay, so let's go over to gearing. Yeah, let's go over to gearing before. All right, here's Mega here. Got my phone here, and I got Thumper Talk, good old Thumper Talk forum up here, and there's a post about the gearing on the KLX140. So actually the KLX140 and the KLX140L use different gearing. The KLX140 uses a 1450 sprocket, while the KLX140L uses a 1351. So was it 1450? So we're going. The KLX is less, has more top, spins faster, but then, so the KLX has a bigger front sprocket, but a smaller rear sprocket. So that would mean a bigger front sprocket will give you more top speed, while a smaller rear sprocket will give you more top speed. So reason being, I think they did this, and they both use a 428 chain. Just for reference, this is a 428 chain. I remember the KLX150 had a bigger chain. If you want to get as much power as you can, you want as small as possible chain, and no O-rings. The O-rings actually provide resistance. So for racing, you want no O-rings. You're not in it for the longevity, you know, for durability. Anyway, so this is a 51 rear. This is the same. This is the same as a stock KLX 140L. Yes. So this is a stock KLX setup right here, and then we're gonna go up one tooth. We're gonna go up one tooth. So anyway, the reason they shorten the gear ratio on the KLX 140L is because the wheels are bigger. The wheels don't spin as fast. So it's okay to, it would be okay to have the gearing shorter. Yeah, and so on the KLX they made it wider, more top speed, because to account for the smaller wheels. The wheels are much smaller. So yeah. All right. Anyway, so that's the reasoning behind it. So what we're going to be doing right now is we will be installing the JT sprockets, JTF 1501.14 counter sprocket. So this is a 14 tooth, whereas this is a 13 tooth. But by going out one tooth, it's like adding 3 teeth to the back. So we're gonna have more top speed. Man, I don't know if I would like it for off-road. I think, man, let me see. So our rear wheel is bigger. It would be more beneficial it would be more beneficial to have a smaller sprocket. So I don't know if we're going to keep this. We'll see how this 14 tooth sprocket works out. If I don't like it, we'll go to the 13. But depending on the track that you'll be racing or riding on, you may want to change your gearing. So it's good to have different sprockets around. Because like maybe there's like a straightaway that, you know, if I just had a little bit longer gearing, I wouldn't have to shift, and that saves time, you know, I can be faster. So, or maybe you want to shorten it because maybe there's not that long straight, you know. Yeah, so that's the reason you want to play with the gearing. So so we'll try this out. What this will do is this will give us more top speed. I do know that the KLX140, when I rode it in Moab and I was going wide open in the desert, it could do about 55 miles an hour. So with this, maybe we can probably hit 50 better, you know, or 60. But the bike will be slower, so that's another thing I'm worried about. One, the bike is gonna be heavier, and two, the bike is heavier because the wheels are heavier, and the wheel is bigger, so it's gonna have a hard time turning these stuff. What I might want to do, I know it's easier to change the front sprocket than it is the rear sprocket. Yeah, it is, because like we would have to change both of them if we wanted to keep it the same. What I think we should have done is what I thought is what we were gonna do. Was to use the 14 tooth sprocket to get more top speed, which it might be good on the track. I don't know. We'll be going faster on the track. And then use the KLX140 50 tooth sprocket on this. So it won't be. You'd have more top speed, but not as much, you know. So that might have been a way to go, or we could have used the 49. Yeah, because we went up one here, so yeah, you could probably use a 49 or something, or 48 or something, and then and we'll still have some adjustment left over on the chain. So I mean, just play around with the gearing. We'll see how this works. We'll have more top speed, but yeah, we'll see how it works. If it feels noticeably sluggish, it's as easy as just getting the 13 tooth sprocket and just slapping it back on. Because I like doing some trial stuff in this, and I like to have a lot of torque. But I feel that the gearing should be a little wider on this bike. Plus I have the exhaust now, so that helps give me a little extra power. Anyway, put the new wheel back on. So before that, I'm gonna go clean up this axle because it's kind of dirty. It looks like it's been places. The front one was like fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know why this one. Maybe I put too much grease on it. I don't know. But so what we'll do is we'll take this out. So this. It was pretty hard to get this out. So if it's stuck, it's probably these spacers. What is that? That's the chain tightening blocks. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this. Just clean all the grease off of it, and we'll put new grease. Just a very light amount, because I think I over greased it last time. That's why there's so much sand in it. Sand and red dirt. It's probably from like the desert or something. So when you slide it in, it's probably gonna just the grease is gonna come out the ends anyway. So, but this help you get it in there too. Okay, so that looks good. Take the grease glove off and have at it. So here we go. I'm gonna go install this bad boy. Let's do it. So I think to make it easier, let's put the. Oh yeah, I gotta clean these too. Forgot about that. It's got a lot of dirt and grit in it. Some of that red Moab dirt in there. It's only on one side. Yeah, it's only on one side that it's dirty like that. I think it's because you slide the axle in from this way, and all the grease comes out this way. All right, so let's put this on the axle already, and already immediately I can see the grease coming out of it. We'll go clean that when we put it back in. All right, here we go. So I have a feeling this is not going to fit so well. It's much wider. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we got to take this brake dealie out. Slide this in. Oh boy. Boy, does it barely fit in there. Now you're going from like a 3.5 inch wheel on there. And then you gotta, oh Jesus. This is hard. This is not easy to install. Okay. It's not like a, alright, so I think you're gonna want to prop this up on something. Some case or something. Put this up here. I'm gonna probably scratch my wheel up. Alright. So what's going on here is that the I had to take this. It would not slide in. It's too wide. It won't slide in with the caliper on there. So we've got to. I had to pull the caliper off of the little slider on the swing arm where you adjust it, and so I had to pull it off first, and then now we're trying to slide it back in somehow. So there's a little channel here, and there's a little T. Yeah, there's a little T. There's a little T on the swing arm here. You can see it right here. It's a T channel, and this has got to slide. It's got to slide in there. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to slide it into the little T in there, and I got to do it at the same time as I move the wheel, because it fits in there like perfect. Holy moly! It's a tight clearances, man. Kind of screwed up a little bit. Hold on. Hold on. This rotor. Oh my god, this is a pain in the ass. Okay, so what's happening here is I gotta take the caliper off. I just realized that. I'm like, man, you know what? So what's happening? So what's going on is the rear rotor is sandwiched between the brake bracket and the swing arm, and this brake rotor's got to be on the other side of the bracket, and I can't get it in there. It's like a little puzzle. Everything fits, like, you know, there's a certain process to everything. So I remember on this KLR, when I installed this bigger brake rotor, you can't get the wheel off. Yeah, you can't get the wheel off unless you take the caliper off at the same time. So it makes it a pain in the ass, is what. It's a pain in the ass, man. It's the things we gotta do to get a Supermoto action. Okay, so what I got here is my impact gun with a 6mm Allen head. I need a battery. So it'll work. Alright, so this should be able to get that caliper off. No problem. Make sure to hold it just in case. It has to go somewhere. Okay. Caliper is free. I think. I didn't get enough. Nope. A couple bits. Okay. So meow. Meow. We can get that out of the way. So that hang there, it's not super heavy, it's not going to damage the line. And then we got to put the wheel on. Put this little bracket in here. Oh, yeah, what's going on here? Oh, I see. We should take this off first. Get the wheel in there first. Okay, this is not working. So the batteries ran out, but so I figured out what was the deal. I didn't have the sprocket in where the chain guide is. So it's been a minute since I've put a wheel on this thing. So the sprocket has to actually be in between the chain guard, which it is right now. Before it was like behind it. I was like, that's weird. Why isn't it moving? So yeah. So now we're gonna start putting everything back together. Hopefully it works out. So I'm gonna go put this guy back on. And so it definitely helps if you prop the wheel up on a, oh man, this isn't even on. The wheel is just kind of just hanging there right now. So what I want to do is prop it up on the wheel. Just put the wheel on the box. So it's got something to hold it up. There we go. So slide that sucker in there. Okay. I got the chain in there already. It looks super loose. That's okay. So we're gonna move this back here, and then what we're gonna do next is put our axle on. Okay, I dropped my box of ammo, and there's bullets all over the floor. It's okay. We'll go pull this back a little bit. Slide this bad boy in there. Oh, look at that. That came in pretty nicely. Okay, so then we gotta line up the back. And that goes in there pretty well. And then we want to make sure the L part is towards the adjusting nut here. Pull it back a little bit. So, okay, so I'm gonna really tell you that this is too tight. It's too tight. The extra tooth is too much for it. So what we're gonna do is I think, and we're gonna loosen. Oh, maybe it goes the other way. No, that's right. Okay. I'm gonna loosen adjust the locking nut. It's a nice swing arm. It's got like it's threaded into the swing arm. I'm gonna loosen that and then adjust the nut inward. Inward. Okay. Okay. Don't want to move. All right. Play your game. Yeah, inward. Oh, it doesn't want to move. So what you might want to do is put some anti-seize on this sucker, dude. Damn. This thing is not want to move. It's like it's never been touched. So, okay. So what I'm gonna do is back this out all the way. And we're gonna get some anti-seize compound. I'll put some anti-seize compound on the adjusting nut here. I'm going to adjust it inward and hopefully it'll move more easily. Put a little more. Okay. I don't know how dirt could get in there. There's a nut on top of it, you know. Maybe it's just really tight like that, you know. I know, I'm so anxious to get it together, but like it's just like it's all these fitment issues. I thought it was gonna be pretty easy. Oh, dude, that's as tight as it gets right there. Okay, so. Oh my god. Okay, looks like we got it. I think. Yeah, we got it barely. Man, is it tight. Okay, there's still a little play, so that's good. Okay, so it went out the other end. So what I'm gonna do is put the other adjusting block on the other side, and I think we gotta put the anti-seize on that side too. So make sure you got some anti-seize handy because you never know, these bolts have not been touched. The bolts on my bike have not been touched in a while. So. It definitely did get a lot easier to put in. This one is moving a lot more than the other one. What's the dealio? Alright, so I think we can get the block in now. Boom! There we go. It's in there. And then we just have to drive that home. And then put the nut back in. Okay. And then we'll go get our torque wrench. I already got, so the torque wrench was already set up properly to 60 foot-pounds. And oh, it's still loose. Okay. 60 foot-pounds right there. And we're done? No, we're not. We're not quite done yet. I'm gonna put the caliper back on. Go ahead and slide that puppy back in there. So I think every time we take this wheel off, we just gotta take the caliper off. It's no big deal. Gotta make sure it lines up though. A little troublesome this install. Maybe I just want to get another KLX140 for the dirt. Ooh, jeez. Okay, so let's put these back on. Okay, so I just checked the book and it says 18 foot-pounds is what I want. So let's do 20. 20 sounds good, and we could use the big one. The 20 is perfectly fine on the big one. $20. Yeah. If it were me, I would have tightened a little bit more. Just a little bit more. It's not gonna hurt it. Alright, so here's the moment of truth. I'm gonna take out this stuff, and it's free. And it rolls. Oh my god, dude. So there's a lot of clearance issues going on here. But it looks okay. So it looks like we got the right wheel. So it's a good thing, all I can say